Welcome back to Roast, Boast, and Toast Podcast. I'm your host, Magno. This week, we got Kev.
What's up, y'all?
We got Dre. And we got Shorty.
What's up, guys?
As you know, we always start off with the roast section. And earlier this weekend, there was allegations that Childish Gambino stole his song, This Is America, from an underground artist. I think the guy's name is like Jay Fresh or something. So I don't know if I'm
Sounds
butchering
underground.
that, but it's around that, sounds something similar to that. But his song is, I think it's called American Pharaoh. Mm-hmm. And what's strange about the fact that people are accusing him of plagiarizing the song is that, in the song This Is America, Childish Gambino has a part that transitions from like African type of rhythm, and then it goes into like the hard trap beat. That other song does the same thing, and that's like the weirdest part for me.
Well, that's crazy. That's like,
because like for it to sound like that similar, and it gives you like the same vibe, and then the guy's verse on the original song, like I think came out 2016 or 2017. Yeah. He starts off with like something in America. And I'm like, oh, snap. Like,
it sounds exactly the same.
And it's not the first time that we see mainstream artists or anything like that just steal ideas or maybe get inspired by underground artists. I think the underground artists kind of influence the top. And because they're not very well known or seen, oftentimes the mainstream artists benefit from being able to steal those ideas and just take it and benefit, making profit off of it. Earlier, Nas came out with like his album with Kanye, and there was a lot of people in my circle. You guys know when sampling happens, people can stumble upon the same sample and nobody says anything about it. There's a lot of songs that have sampled the same thing in the same sequence. No one says anything about it. But the problem with the song Adam and Eve is that not only did they it looks this way. I'm not saying that they did this, but it looks like they took the album cover from an artist that I'm kind of associated with. And that artist's album was produced by a producer who did a remix to a couple Nas songs. And they used that sample of Adam and Eve back in 2016 or 2015. And it's ironic that Nas ends up using it for his album and ends up using the same album cover that they did. But album cover or not, I mean, both of them are in the wrong because they're taking a photo from the internet or from someone else and using it. So either way, you can't really...
I think Jeezy just had to pay... It was maybe a couple months ago. I was reading Jeezy paid like these two twin rappers from like St. Louis like a good amount of money because they found out he like took one of their songs, or like it was almost identical to two songs, and it took like a couple years, but they fought it. That's the thing. Wow. They put it to court. It took like almost 5 years, and they got like some settlement out of it. But I think that's where a lot of underground rappers kind of hit a wall, because it's like, use this money to further my career or use this money and pay legal fees.
And the legal fees will bring you a large profitable sum, like if you win. But do you have the
upfront money?
Yeah. Do you have that sustainable money where you're going to be able to fight this case for 2 years? It could go longer. So just like Jordan Peele. Nah, fam. We want to talk about this. Jordan Peele stole my album cover for his movie poster. Us, and They Never Loved Us. Google his movie Us and Google my album They Never Loved Us. Same album cover. I at least would have appreciated like a good Father's Day, shout out, since I fathered the idea to his poster. Wow. I at least would have appreciated that.
It's a bold movie, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out.
I don't think you got one because he tried to send you.
Maybe he tried, but I'm his father. I mean, but
interesting.
I don't have that money to fight it. But
Yeah.
I don't. How do you guys feel about just artists doing that in general? Not even just Childish Gambino,
Do
but
what you got to do. Not just playing. Nah, man.
I
No,
think,
that's
you may disagree with me.
who, me?
Yeah, Kev might agree with me, but I think somebody that really brings a lot of underground rappers into the spotlight is Drake. With like some
Shout out Aubrey.
Like who though?
like
Well, he steals their ideas too, though. I think.
but at least he
Okay,
brings
so-
them up like
Exactly.
JB Blockboy or
Yeah.
whatever his name is. Like he wasn't like he had like a couple mixtapes and a couple things
Yeah.
out. Wasn't until like Drake heard it, hopped up on that song that this guy's like career.
What
went
about
off.
that dude? I love Mackinnon. Was that
That's
that's
McConan.
McConan? Whatever.
I don't
Yeah.
know where he at.
He had one song.
He played him.
He's still
Fair
on
enough,
the.
on
He's
Tuesday.
still on the. He's
Whose
released
fault
like
was that?
he's really. But I think I Love McConan like had some
Yeah.
issues on his own.
He did.
Yeah.
Where like he wasn't focused on music for too long
The
because he was trying to figure out who
I'd
he
say
was.
the only reason I disagree is because Drake doesn't do much for his own artists. Like
No,
Division is nice. Majid Jordan is nice.
but
Party
the-
Next Door.
Roy Wood, Party Next Door.
Yeah.
I want a Party Next Door album. Like,
I think everywhere in the world wants a Party
Yeah.
Next Door album.
and like we don't like. What's up with that? You know, I know he feels some type of way. Party Next Door.
Oh, he has to. But what I'm saying is that they were also all underground artists before.
Yeah,
He signed them, made them big, but he also brings like again like the JB Blockboy, the Little Baby song that was supposed to
Yeah,
be
that
like
dude.
Yes Indeed.
Oh yeah.
These are all like he was Little Baby was like popping on SoundCloud, but he hit that major, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden everyone like more people are gonna listen to him. Like Drake's fans are gonna listen to him.
I was gonna say even when they said that Drake stole the flow from
Big Sean.
Big Sean. Who?
Damn. Oh, snap. Yo.
Big Sean's overrated.
Yeah, watch out, Janae
Big Sean's
Aiko's gonna come
overrated.
after
Yeah,
you.
Janae Aiko's gonna come out.
He got
Big
bars.
Sean's overrated.
Big Sean can rap though.
Do you agree?
No, Big Sean can rap, bro.
I no comment.
No comment.
He can rap.
Exactly. Anyway, when Drake was he was alleged to well, not really alleged. I mean, it did sound very similar with XXXTentacion.
Oh, with Look at Me.
Yeah.
That song's hot. That XX.
Yeah, but I
song.
was gonna say, even with that, I feel like, yeah, maybe he kind of bit the sound a bit, but he brought up the name XXX.
That's true because I didn't know about him.
Exactly, and a lot of people didn't. I didn't. I'm like, who?
And
was this kid?
when I heard the song, I liked it. I'm not gonna lie. When I
Yeah.
heard that song, Look at Me, I was like, yo, this song's hard.
Yeah.
Like, and then I never really listened to XXX Tentacion after that until my boy put me on to 17.
Right.
That song "Sad" is pretty good too.
Sad is my
Sad.
favorite one.
Sad as though.
Changes is another good one, and rest in
Rest in peace, yeah.
We've touched on that before. And whatever.
I mean,
But,
it's like it's
but yeah,
always
I think with certain artists,
Remembrance.
whether he bites them or not, he's bringing their name to attention. Especially if they're underground artists, and a lot of people don't know them as well. Same thing with the whole thing about like Drake stealing like the Caribbean beats and the Afro sounds. And,
Yeah, in
and
a
stuff
way
like
he
that.
he does bring awareness
He's
to
bringing
that
yeah.
sound. But like it's like no, but it's
He's
not like
making it popular more.
yeah.
But before I'll test you on this. Before Drake made that song with Wizkid, did you ever know who Wizkid was?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
But that's me though. Like
Right, but I'm saying like the general audience,
public? No.
general population.
probably not.
Unless you're like from Africa,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and you're like
exactly.
into
Yeah.
that whole sound. Then like before this, you were like, I don't know who Wizkid is.
Me, it's just I'm a music like researcher, so I would know about it, but like
Right.
I wouldn't
I mean,
expect a normal,
yeah.
everyday music fan.
I found out about Wizkid from Jovan, and then the song came out like a month, 2 months later, and then I was like, "Yo, that's crazy!" And then
Yeah.
it went off.
Also, I remember Brian's girlfriend Chacha playing a lot of Wizkid. And
Yeah, I learned about Wizkid from her.
and she actually plays a lot of artists that would be popping if people heard them over here from Africa.
Yeah,
Because she's from Cameroon, so
yeah.
she listens to like a lot of like African artists. that still do like English music and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, my coworker is from Nigeria. So where like Wizkid is from, and I was listening to it. She's like, "Oh, you know about Wizkid?" I was like, "Girl, yes."
Now you know what's one thing that like kind of gets me like, I don't know, kind of like
Grind your
laughing.
gears.
Like, nah, I wouldn't say grind. It's just, I think it's funny to me. Like, you seen those grown men that get those unicorn fraps from Starbucks?
No, I have not seen. No, I've seen like pictures on like Instagram and Twitter, but nothing like
in real
And
life.
I get
real
it. What'd you say?
I haven't seen it in real life.
I get like it's just a drink,
The hype.
but the thing is like I don't know. It's something funny about a grown man just getting like a unicorn frap.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta be securing yourself.
I know the
man.
women are gonna be like, "Yo, these guys are like anti whatever." Like, nah, we're not anti. We're just like, we're here for the jokes.
it's funny. It's funny
We're
to
just here
see
for all
like
the jokes.
because it's always a small. It's never like they're like, "Let me get a large unicorn frap." It's always like the little small one. So like the small Starbucks is like this big.
I
So your
can't-
hands like covers it. And all you see is like a bubble of like rainbow goodness
And-
in a straw.
I can't have that because I probably just have like a sugar comatose.
I'm on the Starbucks website just to see what it says. It says magical flavors start off sweet and fruity, transforming to pleasantly sour.
I don't know
Yeah,
how I feel about
I'm cool with that. Like
Man.
if I wanted that, I just get it like in an ice cream or something. You know what I'm saying? Like not a.
This is too
not
much
my-
for me, dude.
That's
Just
too
leaving
much.
it looking at the picture.
it looks
too
like it's
much.
like wicked sweet.
Yeah, that's too much, bro. I feel like I'm gonna have a stroke as soon as I
Dude,
drink
I'm
that.
good with just give me a caramel.
looks like
frap. That's all I
outdated.
need. Just give me caramel.
It looks like
That's
outdated Pepto Bismol. Like
It
It
does.
looks like
It's too much going on, man.
a codeine frappe.
codeine frappe.
Codeine, well, lean
let's
frap.
not talk
Lean
about
frap.
Codeine is for people use it otherwise legally.
Listen, the only thing I would say that I ordered from Starbucks that I actually had to like request it, like not request it, but like tell them like, yo, put this and this and do this, was there was on the secret Starbucks menu, there's something called the Captain Crunch
Yeah.
You
frap.
said secret.
There's
Yeah,
like
there's a
there's
secret
secret
menu.
They have
Starbucks-
secret menu.
secret menus, yeah. Look it up.
like
There's a whole bunch of secret menus and
like
a lot of
Chipotle,
places.
you can get the quesarito.
Yeah.
Well, I had to hook up at Starbucks, so I used to go in there and he used to just.
At McDonald's, they got the Land, Sea, and Air Burger. That's
what?
like the Land, Sea, and Air Burger.
What the hell?
I never
That's
heard of that.
So let me describe. So it's a beef patty with a fish
Filet.
Fish fillet.
fish fillet, and then a chicken.
Yo,
Land, sea, and air.
who told you all this stuff?
It's all on the internet, dude.
Why are you whispering, bro?
we gotta do some research after
Put
this.
me on that.
Yeah. So anyway,
Land,
back to
sea,
the
and
back
air
to the Starbucks
Oh.
thing. You get like, I think it's like a shot of it's like a vanilla bean, no strawberries and cream.
Let me ask my
frap
brother. He worked at Starbucks.
with like a hazelnut shot, toffee shot, and then something else. Dude, that thing.
Toffee is dope.
Dude, that thing legit tasted like the
The Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch
milk.
Ooh.
the milk. Yeah, it tasted just like it. I was so surprised. I
want to have
ordered
that, but I
But could you drink like I like Captain Crunch like after I eat I like the milk,
Yeah.
but how like think about how much that is. Like, could you just keep on?
Yes,
Maybe I don't know.
do try it.
He's built different, man.
I'm built different.
You are.
Yeah, no, I
Built
my
Ford tough.
brother worked at Starbucks and he made it for me once. It's
The Captain
It's
Crunch.
dope.
yeah, it's
That's
unreal.
amazing.
I went to talking about Captain Crunch. I went to the Kith store
Yes.
in New York.
Shout out
And like
Ron.
a cereal bar.
Yo, they got their own ice cream.
Oh yeah.
And they got one that I forget what it's called, but it's something like Captain Crunch. It's amazing. It's like $9 for like
Two scoops.
something like
It's-
that.
yeah, it's
but
really-
it's worth it. Like I don't know who supplies their ice
He
cream.
said nah.
I don't know who supplies the ice cream. It's worth it, bro. Like I mean, that's the only thing I could afford there. So I was like, I can't afford the
Might as-
shoes. Yeah,
might as well get this.
I was like, I can't afford the shoes or the clothing, so I might as well get the $9 ice cream. Yeah,
Y'all got,
not running.
y'all got stickers for sale or something?
but like another thing that happened this week, I guess Netflix PR chief of staff Jonathan Friedland let off like the N-word a couple months ago, And I guess like they
They're getting bold out here.
yeah, I guess they let it slide for some reason because they were like, oh, we never really heard him.
Whose man's? Who did the sliding?
Like the board.
The CEO. I think his name is Eric something. Eric Stringer or something like that. But
You couldn't wait?
either way, he was in a boardroom meeting. He made it as he used the N-word as a joke, I guess. They didn't say the context of what it was.
I bet you tried
on.
to say something like, "Oh my," and then they're like, "Okay, cool."
No, I bet you like all these N-words using the same passwords.
But I guess like the day after, the CEO did not know this. The CEO of Netflix didn't know this till like a couple weeks ago. I guess the day after, he had a meeting with like all black staff or something at Netflix,
I don't want to hear the rest.
and he used it again.
He did?
Yeah, yeah. And
Wait, the PR?
yeah. The PR guy.
I gotta see a picture of this.
Was it like a hard ER, or did at least he tried to do
like I
the
said,
edge?
they didn't go into
I don't think
context.
that really.
So he used it, and then to apologize, like, guys, I'm sorry I used that.
No, he didn't even apologize. That's the
was
part.
using it
He didn't
again,
apologize.
but in front of them.
What the heck?
In front of the
Well,
so- but the thing was,
reason
like-
I'm asking is like, was it as like him trying to be funny, or like him just like this is what it is?
This is one of
The thing is,
Either way, it's like
in
a
a
terrible.
professional setting.
Either way,
like,
it's terrible.
this guy is of the Caucasian origin,
Okay.
so
He's
I mean, like,
He's white. He's white.
he can't. You know what I'm saying? At no context should he be using that.
Nah.
Not even as a joke or like. But I'm glad he lost his job because I think the people got to see the consequences of what
That's
happens.
why I think Netflix also came out and said something like with all their shows that have like a strong black lead,
black lead. Yeah.
They made like a commercial
I
about
think-
it. The commercial was kind of weird, but like the intent was like good.
Like I liked the CEO's statement. It's a long statement. He sent out an email. He actually brought up a good point, and saying that, you know, like he shouldn't have used it on the no context, and he wanted to get to it like earlier, but he just didn't know that this guy had said it again. And like the first time that he had told him like, yo, like that's not cool. Like, you know, we're gonna let it slide. Like I don't think he used those words, but he kind of like he basically did let it slide because
He still had a job.
he still had his job. There was no repercussions, but I think he did the right move this time around.
He probably got to
yeah.
sit home and pay.
Yeah, and talking about like someone having an outburst though. Yo, I don't know what was going on. Was it yesterday that this happened?
The BET Awards?
Was it at the BET Awards?
Was it
So
Dame
I think
Dash?
it was some party.
So Dame Dash was at something that
Lee Daniels.
the Lee Daniels was in, but I forgot who was present. Diana Ross
Oh, yeah.
was presenting something. It was something that Diana Ross threw together, like an event. And if you go like on Twitter or just YouTube Dame Dash screaming at Lee Daniels is the funniest thing I ever seen because Dame Dash is really about that life. Like he'll
The
really
best thing is that Lee Daniels was wearing some sort of like sweater,
like a cloak,
like
type
a
of thing.
cloak, and he's just like hiding. He's just hiding, like as more nervous that he gets and more uncomfortable, he keeps like clenching it more, and like he's like, I just want to go home.
As the context of that conversation is back in 2004, Lee Daniels was starting out his directing career and he needed money for Precious. Dame Dash lent him $2 million. Since 2004, Lee Daniels has created Precious, The Butler, the whole Empire series, and a couple other movies. And he hasn't paid Dame Dash $2 million for 14 years.
He's got patience.
I was gonna say, I even read that like Precious made like 65 million in like whatever amount of time, and like, dude, you still can't pay back $2 million. Like,
I think there was a lawsuit too, and then Dame Dash. If you listen to it at the very beginning, he's like, "I don't want there to be another lawsuit, or this to go into a lawsuit, because then it's like tarnishes both of our names." But
Well, most likely he didn't pay him because, you know, he has a checking and a savings, and everything is in the savings.
it makes sense, of course.
It's just hard. It's just too much work.
I think the funniest thing was when like Dame Dash is like, you know, you were wrong, right? And Lee Daniels like, I was wrong, Dame. Like, let me give you a call. Like, it's like, no, fam, you owe me $2 million. I would have put hands on that man. I don't know how he had patience. Like, $2 million. I would have put hands on him. Like, I don't know. I get mad when someone owes me like 50 cents. It's hard out here, fam.
I guess Monique was right.
About what?
Remember Monique came out and she said something about like
about Lee Daniels.
How about Lee Daniels? How he didn't pay her enough.
Yeah.
And then everybody was like, she was saying that she got blackballed by Hollywood.
Oh wow, I forgot about.
Yeah,
you're right.
Everybody was like, and then everybody was like, just going at her, and then now this comes out.
Damn.
Seems like she was right.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm glad we didn't touch that
Check the
Monique topic.
Carfax.
Did
We did.
Oh, we did. So anything I said, y'all. Monique,
But it was like it was more because Monique
How much she
Monique
get paid?
wanted like a certain amount from Netflix.
Oh yeah. I still don't think Monique is worth $1 million, but to each.
But like what like she definitely she did that role in Precious. I think it was probably her best.
She's a
yeah.
That was
It was her best role.
work.
Yeah, and so yeah, she should have probably got paid a little bit more.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, let me take that back. $500,000 just slapped to the face to an Oscar winner.
because an underground rapper can like make something like that off of like a
Yeah.
music record deal. So
Nah, yeah, that's true.
But like I still agree with my point. I don't think she was worth. At present time, she's not worth $1 million. Like maybe like if Netflix came out like 2 years after that, then it would make sense. But like, what content since then has she like produced that you're like?
I think that's
you're
my
worth
only concern. We just haven't seen her on stage
in a while.
So it's like
Like she can be the original queen of comedy all she wants, but if you're not active, like
Chappelle, if he came back and he started doing his thing, he would still have just as much hype.
But the thing is, I guess Chappelle has a track record of being consistent regardless. And you gotta, and he's been sitting on, like Chappelle hasn't had other stuff going on. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whereas Monique, she has had other stuff going on, like movies or shows that she's had hands
this has
in.
been like terrible shows, and like she had like that one Christmas movie.
Like she's not consistent, you know? Where Chappelle with his comedy, he's giving you strictly comedy. He's been consistent. Like you got people that copy his comedy show, like Key and Peele. You know, they're like stealing stuff.
You don't really like them guys.
Shout out Jordan Peele.
You know, Jordan Peele likes to steal a lot. You know, you just gotta call it out.
Us.
But I would have put hands on Lee Daniels, man.
I'm just reading up online. It's saying, and now it looks like Damon Dash is going to end up suing him for $5 million.
Yeah, he should. I mean,
Which, good for him.
Inflation.
Absolutely, man.
It's been since 2004.
Yeah, dude, are you kidding me?
14 years.
And I think
only
Dame
going
Dash
$3
said it too. He's like, that was working capital that I was going to use for another thing.
For independent films.
Yeah, and then you were supposed to, because I think it was also a little, if I read correctly, going to go towards a Richard Pryor biopic.
Yeah,
And then it like stopped.
For us, like, you know what I'm saying? Us struggling out here, that's 20 years of work. $2 million on
What type of job you got? Oh, 20 years?
Yeah, 20 years of work.
You making some good money, bro.
Yo, matter of fact, I don't make that much. I'm lying. I work at CBS.
you make $2 million in 10. You're living life good, brother.
But the video is hilarious. If you haven't seen the video, go see the video because you can just tell by Lee Daniels' face. He's like,
"Dang, I wasn't about that action
right now."
Yeah.
We're security. I know I hired somebody.
The best is like if you look, there's at least the video that I saw. It's it like they zoom out and there's a person in front of it and they're just like they can hear it.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you're like, yo.
Yo, Dave Dash is not the dude to mess with, man.
He even tries to calm him down. He's like, damn, I'm gonna call you later.
He's like, yeah, we'll talk later.
We'll talk later.
Yeah, he's like, not here. No, Dame Dash is like, no, we're doing it here. 2004, I've been waiting for.
Wrong.
Diana Ross is in the background, like she's announcing something. It's just the funniest.
Yeah, she wanted that tea. She's in here.
But yo, that ends the roll section for now. We're about to move into the boast. Peace. Welcome back to the toast section. This week I was reading that I guess white people have it rough out there. They supposedly the deaths in the white community exceeds white births in the majority of the United States, and it's freaking them out. How do you guys feel about that?
I don't know. You look kind of scary when you just looked at me.
I think it's funny. I don't know.
Well, it's the plan. The plan's finally coming to a full effect.
Don't let them hear you because they'll think that we're planning a genocide for real. No, but I think it's like I find that that's kind of odd. Are they just like not having enough like kids?
No, what it is that they've gotten a taste of other cultures, and so now their children are
not strictly
not strictly white. They're
mixed.
Yeah, but yeah.
White people don't like sex. They like other things like
What?
tent going camping and stuff.
Probably.
Random stuff. They do extracurricular activities.
Once you
otherwise
taste the
it's sex.
dough, you don't come back. Like,
Yeah,
that's
once
a
you taste
fact.
that adobo, is a wrap. I saw something too though, like the other day, like they came up with this like
Some jerk
You know what I'm saying? It'd be like that.
We're from the Caribbean.
I don't get it.
Sorry. It's
y'all
okay.
not from the
It's a
Caribbean.
black thing.
Exactly.
I'm mad for indigenous, so I can relate a little. You know what I mean?
Oh my
But-
God.
Just a little bit. But I also saw that they invented like
Oppression.
they did invent oppression. They're the founding fathers of oppression. No, but I apologize to the whites in advance.
We love y'all still.
We want you to tune in.
Please.
They invented a rafting like tent where you can camp in the river.
Yeah, I seen
like
that.
on the like.
And guess who
Sounds
was
pretty dope.
Guess who was on the commercial?
That's how.
I don't
guess
know, that
sounds pretty dope.
That sounds like you're.
No,
that
it
sounds
does
like
not.
The river.
Wake up and you like, oh, I gotta pee, and you forget you on the water.
Well, I mean, you're already on the water, so.
No, you go out the tent, bro. That's not regular. I need to know where I am. I need to be grounded, bro.
And how you gonna like? What are you gonna do when like there's a waterfall and your thing is just
Well,
like,
say hopefully you're not going on any type of rushing water.
Yeah, you're not going to.
But even still,
I
you
think
never
you're
know.
Nile River or something.
You never know. They might go whitewater rafting. Get it?
he enjoyed that. He enjoyed that so much.
That's funny. I think that's funny.
I'm gonna hit him with this hot fire white water rafting.
The ride on Six Flags. Is really
No,
good,
but I
though.
seen that.
Was it Canada Lake? One of those. I
Imagine
don't
getting
know.
it and just putting it on the lazy river.
The one I seen, there was
I actually improvised that joke. I'm not.
There was one I seen where they go camping on top of the car. It's like when you pull the car out, you pull the legs down. It's really the ladder, and you put it on the ground, and then you pretty much camp from the top of your car. I'd rather do that. I don't like.
That sounds mad ghetto.
What? How? You have to have a car. You ain't that ghetto.
I mean, in the hood, there's a lot of. I mean, I don't know. I've seen
At least the SUV.
Hope these.
You gotta have at least an SUV.
That's different.
Because you gotta have the tent on top. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be secure.
That's different. Yeah. That's different.
It even come with a sunroof so you can look at it when it's raining. What's it called? I think what's called. It's not called a sunroof.
A
It's called-
moonroof?
Yeah. What the heck? But I don't know. I would do it like that. I don't like being on the ground. I don't like waking up hearing noises and like.
I don't even like regular
secure.
camping.
I don't like going through the woods during the day.
I'm too high maintenance and hygiene wise. Like I need a shower.
Dude, I'm staying in the RV.
Bro, bring
all
some
the time.
wipes.
Nah, fam.
Disinfectant
It don't
wipes.
even work like that, B. Like I don't work like that. I need a real toilet. You know
Yo,
what
so
I'm saying?
how's it go when you go back home?
Where? Back
Outside.
to the home, to the motherland.
Back to the motherland.
Back to outside.
I don't go. I don't go
Yo, he's
back.
so bougie. He's staying in the 5-star suite.
If I go back, I'm dead, bro. Like
Yeah,
that.
dude, El Salvador is dangerous.
Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like as in like let's say you had to live somewhere that maybe don't have power all the time or
Fam, I'd rather die. Like I'm I'm dead. I'm being dead serious right now. I'd rather die.
when I was in
Like,
Jamaica sometimes like
that's
the
why I
lights
feel
don't work.
The what?
Yeah.
When I was in Jamaica, like it was been time where lights went out for like an
Yeah,
hour.
El Salvador's the same way.
Yeah,
There's times they don't even got water
it's somewhere that I heard the lights go off at a certain time where you don't have lights during these certain times.
to conserve, or
Yeah.
I guess so. That's pretty scary.
probably Akonda or Akonda. That's Akon's country.
Akon
Akon's like city. He came out with his own city.
came up with his own coin too. A coin.
He's like a baby Diddy. Like he's not
I mean,
quite
I
there
feel
yet.
like he's doing better than Diddy.
Nah, I mean maybe
Not-
like philanthropy for like
Philanthropy,
but not money.
He provided like electricity
Yeah.
to the entire country
Yeah,
for like.
By the way, what the heck has like these other charities been doing with their money?
Right?
Nothing.
If Akon,
Akon's able-
Akon.
buying cars. What you talking about? New cars come out all the time. That's what they've been doing.
So a lot of these charities
lights,
don't.
New Benz it is.
New Benz water. I'm not thirsty.
The Maybach has lights in it.
Like my man's is providing out electricity and homes for Africa,
Yeah, that's crazy.
but we
He's
can't
built
even get
different.
Flint water.
I mean,
Exactly.
but that's his. I mean, that's his thing. That's his country.
No, I'm
stuff.
saying I'm not saying him.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying
We do have
can-
people, but there have been some people who have helped. But I mean, that's a pretty extensive. Yeah, they need some help. But yeah, it's been a while, and that's why. Yeah, it's America, man. America's one of the
America.
places that
This is
sell
America.
that have ads for like drugs and stuff. So America is definitely all about the money. So they're definitely not trying to spend it.
Another thing happening in America is all these people that keep recording tragedies occur or like people's death, and most recently that 15-year-old kid in the Bronx,
Junior.
Junior,
In the what?
in the Bronx.
In the where?
This
Oh,
thing.
okay. I mean, I'm not like gloating off of that.
You know what?
I'm not gloating off of it, but I'm just trying to get confirmation where it was at. You know, what's the location?
Yo, you really proud that the Bronx did this?
No, I'm not proud of it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you
I'm like,
are.
what are you gloating
Yeah.
about?
No, I couldn't hear him.
Yo, yeah.
The reason why
This is why you're proud of being the Bronx?
Yeah, this is why he's proud of being in the Bronx, yo.
This is not the time to shout out the Bronx right now, dude.
We might have to edit that for your safety.
I ain't worried
You're, first of
about
all, you're
no
from Houston. You're from like where Jay Prince is from. Like, shout out to Jay Prince. Know what I mean? But
Do you professionally ride, or is it like a part-time gig?
I don't
you
even
do?
know what you're talking about.
Like,
Anyways,
do you professionally?
yo, let's
like,
get back to Junior. You disrespected. I don't even know what you're talking about, fam. You don't want to hear with a polka dot bow tie. I don't know. You built different.
Dapper.
You
You know what dapper means?
dapper
It's
or
a different type of like lifestyle. You gotta grow up to get there. You know what
nah,
I'm saying?
fam.
A Dominican person did your hair in your lineup, right?
Yeah, 100. No,
I
Puerto
could
Rican.
just tell-
Puerto
I could
Rican.
just- He's Puerto Rican.
He's
Same
Puerto
thing.
Rican.
They're both the same to me.
Why you
Dude,
say that?
Don't say it like that.
I could just tell.
Why you
Yeah.
say that?
What? Because of the.
It's way too crispy. Like,
No, just look at the.
the ink.
Yeah, he insists every time. As long as you don't touch my eyebrows, I'm all right. Because
Yo, you barely got eyebrows,
I
though.
know. That's why I'm like, I can't risk it. 'Cause you mess up, ain't no like room for a mistake. It's a wrap for me. And I ain't drawing on eyebrows. I can't get behind that. I'll be like, R.I.P.
Wow.
He
Now, let's
doesn't have- he
get
doesn't have
to some
eyebrows.
real RIP.
Anyway, yeah, back to the.
Yeah, RIP to Junior, man.
Yeah.
Sad situation. 15-year-old kid gets macheted up by a grown man who couldn't even didn't even have the right person. I'm not saying that that's even a right thing to do to anybody, but regardless, like that whole story is just sad.
Give us the whole story for anyone who may have not seen it.
So I guess like what happened is this 15-year-old kid, Junior, was chased down and macheted up, and they gashed his throat and just his body in general for the fact that he was accused of raping one of the gang members' sisters or nieces or something like that.
It wasn't that he was accused. He wasn't the guy at all.
Yeah, he was
just
wrong.
He just looked like him.
He looked similar. There's other stories saying that the girl pinpointed him to save the original man who posted the video on
yeah,
Facebook.
the videos. See, but I don't buy the story that she got raped.
I think that's what she said because the video got put out.
It doesn't
the
matter,
video because the video that came out from what I saw was it starts off as by him filming himself, so you think it's just him, and then he pans over and it's like his boy and a girl, but as soon as he goes to show it up, the girl covers her face.
And I think the guy's covering his face too, right?
No.
Or that he just
The
never
other guy
shows.
is like looking at the camera.
Oh. No, not the guy that's holding the
trying to
camera.
use
But
face
No, the
He's
other guy
Face
that's
ID.
looking at the
Oh, he
camera.
is?
Yeah.
He's trying to use Face ID.
Yeah.
Face
So
ID.
so that to me, like, or at least like she's like making like it almost seems like
She didn't want to
mean-
be on there.
she knew that she was gonna be on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she put like something over her face.
But that situation with you being a girl, whether you're right or you're wrong, you could have said you just regularly had sex with the guy. Yeah, that's
and that was the thing. Like, you know, obviously, like, she's a family member of one of these guys in the gang. And so that makes them look kind of like bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? The fact that one of your family members is out there on Facebook in a video. And so then you come and you got the wrong kid. And
two. Who uses a machete?
it was 5 of them. Like, why does it take 5 people to hold down a 15-year-old kid? And the corner store that he was in, he went in to ask for help after he was like all macheted up, and they didn't even bother to call 911.
That was the worst part to me.
Like, the kid he ran from where he was. I think the hospital was maybe like, I don't know how far away it was, but they said like it was like a couple blocks down or maybe a block down. But this is New York, like their blocks are
Yeah.
not.
He the sad part is that he died right outside the hospital.
Yeah. And the only thing you see is people taking videos. And like, I feel like that's what upsetted me the most. Cause it's like in the video, you see cops just chilling, people just like screaming, but nobody's like
Doing anything.
Yeah. He's literally right across the street from the hospital. Why can't you lift him up? Why is your first instinct of like, yo, let me shoot this video of him dying?
It was almost like the same thing with like the XXX Tentacion video.
Yeah.
Where,
I
like,
seen that. He was in the
I mean,
car.
there's conflicting reports saying that I think he died like right away. But either way, like
Yeah. I mean, in the video, he looks like
he was leaving.
Yeah, I think
he looked
they-
like he was gone. He looked like he was leaving.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
were like they said like he got shot in the neck, so it was like pretty much a wrap for him. But either way, like your first instinct should be to like
always call the cops.
or at least
Or, like,
be like,
the
hey,
ambulance.
what like assess the situation, see if there's anything you can do to like stop bleeding, like
Put some pressure.
at least
like-
make an effort to like
Save a humans' life.
yeah, or even extend it long enough to when the EMTs come, then they can do whatever they need. But like if you're just out here filming it, like he could have.
You're just as bad as the person who did it.
There might
to
have
be
been like
honest.
a chance that he got saved at the hospital or came out of critical condition or something. But like if you're filming out here just trying to get likes,
And then like these gangsters had the nerve to hit up their family members and be like, "Oh, my bad, we're sorry, we had the wrong guy." Yo, what's that gonna do?
one of
What
them
happened?
showed up at like the rally or something. Like
Oh,
the-
really?
Wait.
Yeah,
You
the
said-
more.
Like the gang members the gang leader, I think.
Oh, okay. I thought we were talking about X still.
No, not
No,
Oh,
no.
Damn, they
Nah, we're
apologized?
talking about Junior, the kid from the
Yeah.
Bronx. And so the gang leaders hit up the family members, like apologizing, like saying, "Oh, we're sorry, we had the wrong guy." I was like, what's that gonna do?
yeah.
Oh, you had the wrong guy.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
like that's
Sorry.
not something you could just like apologize for and
Yeah,
that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like you took someone's life.
Yeah.
I would have almost like expected the gang leader to be like, "My bad, like wrong. We're taking care of it," or something like.
I guess-
as crappy as it seems, I would have rather them have taken it into their own hands and like fixed that issue than like just be like, "My bad." Oh, by the way, they're all trying to run away because one
Yeah.
of them to try to hop onto a plane to DR.
And his mom turned him in.
Yeah,
That's gangster. She's the real gangster of that
Yeah.
family. She's the real gangster of that family.
is it
To turn-
Obed? Is it Obed? Okay, all right.
I don't know, man. I just feel like it depends because my mom asked me before. I said, "What would you do if they came looking for me?" She said, "I'm giving you up."
Yeah, my mom would do the same
You
thing.
gonna tell me that in my face? Lie to me at least.
Like if I kill someone, you think my mom's gonna hide me?
Nah, I
Nah,
have to tell her. You know what I'm saying?
I'd have to kill her too. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Your mama felt it right now. She said, "Oh yeah."
No wonder she don't make you pupusas ever.
Drop the plate.
Damn, I'm sorry, mom. I
She
love
probably
you.
heard it. Oh, yeah?
She threw the chocolate right now. We're going to get a second.
Oh man, nah, but I think I don't know. I think as a society we have to stop that, man.
Yeah, man.
Like use wisdom.
You've
Like
been
don't.
desensitized. That's what I think it
Yeah,
is.
You
can't-
do become desensitized. Like these videos are normal to me now.
but it shouldn't be. That's the sad thing.
Exactly.
I feel like we're in a war zone, but it's supposed to be like it's a war zone that looks calm for a second, but then when it gets crazy, it's like we're like animals.
Yeah, I don't know why we're using it to boast like our social media presence. At the end of the day, that's what it is. Like we're just trying to boast the social media presence and be like, oh, I filmed something crazy, like similar to those kids.
World star, pretty much.
So yeah, similar to those kids that filmed like the guy drowning in Florida.
I saw that.
I
Yeah.
think I saw that. Yeah.
The guy drowning in Florida. That was crazy. Like how the guy's asking for help and you guys like
and they're like, oh, we were smoking weed, my bad. Like,
but in the video they're clearly like, oh, we're not gonna help you, and they're taunting him. It's crazy.
That's the I think the con, one of the biggest cons of social media is the need for the likes and the views and the attention. So it's very, very unfortunate, man. You know,
It's a vain.
Yeah, we gotta cut that out.
yeah.
But going into lighter things, I know my man Dre had a topic that he wanted to like kind of like. It was we didn't have this originally on the.
called an audible.
Yeah, he called an audible and
Real
put
quick.
it. He improvised. What's the topic you had
You
again?
just crack your neck.
Yeah.
He's going in.
Ready for this?
He's ready for this one, yo.
Nah,
He got
I
a
was-
haircut for this.
nah, man. You just gotta.
Or
You gotta-
Sunday's best.
Nah, it's more like a Tuesday. It's all right. You know what I'm saying?
Ruby Tuesdays.
No, but I was talking with
You
someone
look like
earlier
you work
about
at
this.
Johnny Rockets.
I appreciate that. Make sure you tip. You know what I'm saying? Anyways,
My man's looks like
I'm not gonna get
my
into
man's look like the front store guy at Friendly's, bro. Like,
you guys want to get my topic, or you guys want to try to clown? I never saw what you told trying to clown someone.
yo, you getting mad now? Yo, you were throwing jokes earlier.
I'm just confused.
Bro, just give me my strawberry milkshake. We'll call it a day.
Yo, my man came out here with the Friendly's out. All right, my bad.
Y'all good? I want to make sure you guys got it all out. Trying to get to a serious topic here.
Yo,
You good?
what do you mean serious? We said this is a light topic. Like,
Yeah, I mean it's serious though. I'm saying it's important.
Friendly's
yeah.
is on the come up. I might add. I was just there this weekend, but anyway, go ahead.
I was talking with someone earlier. I can go for
Yeah.
All right. I didn't know if you had to laugh still. Anyway, we're good. Just do cry.
Oh, man.
All right. Yeah. So I had a conversation with someone earlier about this girl we know, and pretty much situation is women for some reasons don't know their worth, and that's pretty sad in this time, and I can understand why, because a lot of dogs are dogging them, a lot of dudes are dogging them, and also they're not keeping up with themselves, and it's just this world is definitely turned into a trash, man, and it's sad to say this is what we live in on a day-to-day basis, and you know it's scary because there's people I know personally who deal with this, like self-identity. And it's sometimes not knowing who you are, knowing what you're worth, or thinking less of yourself. And any one of those is not right because, you know, we're all children of God. Not to even speak from a Christian point of view, but that's what it comes down to. You know what I mean? We're all princes and princesses, you know, to the Father. And so when you're sitting here and you think yourself like less than, or you call yourself ugly, you call yourself dumb, whatever the case is, even if someone else told you that, you have to have your own mind, man. Like it's just one of the situations, no one else should be able to define you but you. You know what I mean? Just like your actions. You can't let someone else say your actions mean this. You define who you are in every aspect that you are. So you should also have the self-confidence in everything that you do or everything that you are. Whether even if you do mess up, eat that and keep it pushing. Some people just like hold on to it and like let that define them. Like you do something dumb, now you're known as the dumb dude or dumb girl. Like, you know what I mean? It's just really stupid stuff. So I just more or less wanted to touch on that because it's too much of that. It's more frequent, I feel like, to see a woman that doesn't have confidence in herself, quote unquote, even though they show they're the baddest and all that. In real reality, they're hurt and they're dying on the inside, and they just need help. So I just wanted to touch on that, you know, and I'm thankful I have my wife because she helps with other women who are dealing with that. You know, of course, more or less just her friends because that's who she has contact with. But she's a very uplifting woman, and I appreciate having her in my life. So I think she kind of brought that to my attention before. I mean, I knew it as well, but we've had conversations about this too. So I just want to say, you know what I mean, fix your crown. You know what I mean? You're a queen or you're a princess, because, you know, whatever you want to call yourself. You're royalty.
I boost up my princess, don't worry.
All right. I'm sure.
But thank you, Reverend.
Well, keep doing it,
Thank you,
brother.
Reverend, for your kind
Keep
words.
doing it. keep going there. All right?
He went from friendlies to yeah.
This is serious thing, but that was a good one though.
Yo.
Lovely topic.
Oh man.
You guys got anything to say?
Oh, you literally like.
I can't wait.
You said all the right things.
I can't wait till Sunday sermon.
There's nothing more I can add to that.
Yeah, you literally.
Yeah, you hit all the top. Yeah, you killed it.
Nah, I agree. I mean, I think we also live in a world where like
Sorry.
I think we also live in a world where like I feel like the men need to we need to do better by our women too.
Oh yeah.
In a sense of like, and one thing that kind of like gets me heated is that whenever like other men are trying to uplift women, period, there's always another guy that has to say something negative to that dude. Like, oh, you're trying to pander to them, or, you know what I'm saying? Or like, that girl's not going to like you. Just like, you could stand up generally for women and not expect anything out of it.
But I think the issue is that like, it's from both sides, because on the guy's side it's like, you're being like soft, but from like the woman's side it's like you may get like friend zone. So it's like the guy doesn't want to fully commit to being
we apologize. We apologize. This is a serious topic.
Yo, dude, people man, never been confident after
They're
this call.
clowning on Dre right now. This is the funniest thing. We wish we could show you what's going on here. But damn.
Yo, real serious right now, dog.
Damn.
That's the thing.
Axel made a funny.
It's a serious thing, but y'all gotta stop making me laugh.
Who's y'all? I'm here. I'm chilling. The camera's speaking for me right now.
Axel just said the dude that's the
Six Flags
Six Flag mascot.
oh my goodness.
Oh man. Yo, Dre, you good?
I'm good. As long as I got
Nah,
you your best lives, man. That's all that matters to me.
Nah, you killed this topic for real.
Yeah.
But I wanted to add
I
to
apologize. Oh man.
I wanted to add to Shorty's sentiments. What I'm saying is that it's okay to stand. It's okay for men to stand up for women and like not have to be bashed. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even if you are, like, just keep pushing. Because at the end of the day, like, y'all act like y'all don't got moms or sisters, but it should even be like that. Like, we're talking about another human being. Period.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it sucks that like for some guys, like if you try to be caring and like build somebody up, be like, oh, you're being soft. But at the same time, like girls will be like, oh, he's just like he's my best friend. And you're like, what? Like I'm supposed to build you up. Like there's a point of like of being a man, like building the people up around you. You can't like say I'm a best friend. Or,
because like I feel I try to speak life into like all like women in my life, like whether it's my mom to friends to whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like I think that's the point of having of just being able to lead. You want to make other people leaders too.
Yeah.
To the point where they're able to have that confidence into themselves and be like, yo, yeah, like I know my value, I know my worth, and this is where I'm gonna stand. But you brought up a good point.
And also, it's going to keep getting worse with generations because it also is at home. So, like with siblings, like your sisters, they don't get it from family, whether it's they're from their fathers or brothers. So they gonna go out and looking for it from other people, and then get dogged, and then it's gonna get worse. I mean, every time, like every generation, I feel like it's getting worse. You know, like we think it's not cool to tell our sisters they're beautiful. You know, I'm not gonna lie, it was a bit weird for me. You know, because that's not how I was raised, and it's really scary because when I ask my mom or ask my grandma how it was for them, it's completely different. And that's crazy to just see in 2 generations it go from being okay to tell your sister and being like loving and having a really close relationship to sometimes living in the same house and your relationship is completely strained, or you guys are strangers, you don't know anything about each other, or you're too cool, or she's too, whatever the case is. It's just, we got to turn around while we can, because I'm scared to see what this will look like 2-3 generations down the road.
Yeah,
Come out a prostitute. That's horrible. And that's not saying like that's something that she did wrong personally, of course, but everyone feeds into how you like, your surroundings matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got to have a healthy home. That's the first place to start.
No, I agree. And then, what?
Preach it.
I mean, like after that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like we should all just go to front desk. Like, you can serve us and stuff.
I mean,
like,
you guys should treat me since you guys, you know what I mean?
like you work there, fam. We talking
All right,
about?
so I get the discount. You guys pay.
Listen, I just want the season pass at Six Flags. That's all I want.
I want to skip the line if I could.
I retired already.
No, but seriously, like I know
Just a picture with Bugs Bunny. That's all I ask.
Can I get a picture with Farrakhan or like? I mean, like something, my G. Like,
This is the funniest thing we've had.
either
ever.
way, that closes out our bowl section. We'll be back with toes. We're back to the toe section, and yeah, I apologize. We're gonna keep this. I don't care. Like,
Are we gonna re-record this?
yeah.
I really don't know
What you laughing at?
Yo, damn, we switched it up, huh? The roll section came in late. No, but
Oh, I'm crying.
heading into the toast segment, we wanted to ask a question. How do you guys think the older generation has done? Do you think the older generation has done a great job in allowing the younger generation thrive in positions of power?
No.
Name examples.
It's like you get out of college and it's like you're trying to apply for jobs and it's like 3 years experience, this and that. Like you just got out of your internship, you're like, hey, I think I can like handle this like real world corporate situation, or like just the next step. You're obviously like not working at a fast food joint anymore. Like the guys like college jobs, you're not working there anymore. You're like, I think I can take a next step. But then it takes you like 3 months to get a job because everywhere they want these like unreal expectations, or instead of tagging you along and like showing you how to do stuff and getting you to work, they're just like, oh, we expect you to have this experience at the bat. And they're so, I mean, it seems like they're very, we did it this way, so now you guys should do it this way as well, without like taking into consideration like the advancements that have gone.
I feel like I feel like that happens in like a lot of fields, where like the older generation always wants to have like a stamp of how to do things, and they want to be like gatekeepers of what things are permissible and what things are not. Especially see that in the creative world. I see a lot of people that are, for example, we look at, I ain't trying to throw shots at nobody directly, but we look at like a lot of the prominent radio stations in New York, and you have names there that are still hosting shows that have been there for years but never give a younger cat or a younger person a chance to shine. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of old rappers that don't want to retire or like just step away from music when they've obviously lost some steps. They can't run with the young boys no more, but they're still trying to hang in there. Like, there's a lot that happens in music scenes. Like I said, I'm not calling out names, so if you feel some sort of way, put it in a song. I'll respond with a 16, and that's that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Big Sean.
Big Sean. Yo, how's my man looking? Yo, you gonna get the Nation of Islam after me, fam? Like, yo, chill, man.
Oh
I know y'all got Malcolm X. Y'all ain't gonna do me like that though. Like, I mean, like, it's all good. What's your thoughts, by the way? How you think the older generation's done?
I feel like unfortunately they judge your capability based upon your age. No matter how much, I feel like even with the resume, I feel like it also depends upon your age. Like for example, if your boss was younger than you will feel weird compared to if your boss was older than you. But why is that? It's just really weird situations that happen. But I feel like what he was saying earlier, that they don't like giving chances as well for like people who are fresh out of college or fresh from learning something new, which is sad, a little bit understandable because sometimes you don't want to have to wait to see what someone has. You want to get someone who's already credible, but they had to start somewhere. You got to help someone else start somewhere. I feel like that's just the way that it should go. That's how a business should be run. You know what I mean? Like, and honestly, to even add on to that, you can go from people who are fresh out of college to people who've been to jail. They don't give them chances too, and that's obviously something completely different. But I feel like it's hard for anyone who isn't either older, already have the resume that they should have, or have freaking 10 years in college. One of those three, I feel like that's the only way you can really just make it or get past easy, which is sad, because life happens sometime, man.
I think the crazy part is that the old generation is afraid to let some of the younger generation in fear that they're going to get replaced, or they might not be able to keep up with the pace of the younger generation in terms of changing processes. Because that's the whole point of a younger generation, is to come in, find the process, make it better, and then that overall improves the company or wherever you're working is going to just raise the level of expectations and work. And I think the older generation is just afraid of like having to adapt because they've been doing the same thing for so long. Like tech companies are huge now, and a lot of people are switching over just because the benefits are amazing. Like stuff that like back in the day didn't really matter. Like as long as I got a 9 to 5 and I put money away in my pension, that's all that matters. And now it's like, oh, unlimited vacation, like unreal benefits, and I get to just wear jeans and like a button down, and I'm doing the same work as somebody else.
Yeah, I think we also see it like in politics. A lot of people that hold these seats, like they've been there for years.
95, about to pass out.
And like our Bernie Sanders, man, but I love you, Bernie, but you gotta let that seat go, man. Like
he don't have a birth certificate.
What?
He got a birth though.
Etched in Vermont.
Oh man,
I think it's a pride thing too. Like to think that someone could replace you. Like
like I feel like they feel like if you're not, like, it's like what you said earlier. Like, how do you feel about having someone younger than you run you? But I mean, Pusha T has to go through that. So
that's why he's dropping this, because he's just angry. Someone got to get this work.
That's why he said, when you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but I think like we could be doing a better job, like overall, like I think like our generation notices that we're not getting those opportunities. So I think because we notice that, we should hand those opportunities to even like the youth that are coming up. Like there's a lot of you'll be surprised, there's a lot of young cats, like especially like in the hip hop world, like 17, 16, producing some real good music, like. And they're making a name for themselves. So
I think just overall they're just pushing boundaries just because they've had some of the stuff that we haven't had.
True.
So I think like some of the stuff that was coming out when we were kids was like regular internet, like Ethernet internet, not like dial up. Obviously the whole smartphone stuff.
Yeah.
Coding kind of came back and is becoming big. So like, but when we were kids, it was more that we were trying to figure out like making that transition from having a Razor to having the iPhone.
Yeah.
Or like, having to wait for your mom to stop talking to my aunts for 6 hours so I could play backyard baseball. Or like, go on aim for 30 seconds. Now, because I see even with my brothers, they're a little bit quicker or more adept to certain stuff, that even though like I'm kind of right there with them, they just know how to do it a lot quicker than I can and like figure stuff out just because they had that advanced. Yeah, they just grew up in it with it, that they've had more years to be able to master it than I have. So I think we see that, we acknowledge that, be like, oh yeah, some of these young kids are coming out with some amazing stuff. Like even something as simple as like reselling shoes. Like, what's that? The kid Benjamin
Yeah.
Kicks. He just like turned like 19 like this year or last year, and he's out here like making millions of dollars. Not even like thousands, millions.
How's the business?
Booming.
And talking about that, like I wanted to transition into like we obviously we have all these creatives out there. And I know like I think for the most part, I think all of us here create in some form of way, some form of art. I wanted to ask you guys like what kind of influences your work or just influence what you do? Like what is it that pushes you?
I feel like art is a very emotional thing, so I feel like you have to be able to express yourself, which a lot of people don't have the ability to or don't want to be able to do it. So I feel like more people were open to it, then there'd be a lot more creatives. And then I feel like also with you putting your emotions into it, I think that people will be able to get along better because you understand what goes behind it. You understand the work. You understand the effort. You understand like your feelings are behind it. I feel like if we all came together and like understand that instead of again trying to compete with each other, and it's crazy. People try to compete with someone who's nowhere even near their lane. It's just being a creative sometimes is hard, man, because it's kind of like who wants to be on top when there's enough room for everyone to do well. But certain situations, yes,
that's true.
But I'm saying like don't mean you got like other people like you try to be your best. That's one thing, but you try to be your best and down someone else. That's another thing. You don't have to dim someone else's light so you can be bright.
No, that's true.
Yeah,
I never got that. I never got why other people are scared to give other people props too. Like you giving someone props does not diminish what you do.
Pride.
And I feel like, for me, besides emotions in life, I think my people inspire me. Seeing my people succeed, my people's lives, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm invested in like their everyday struggle and whatnot. Like, that inspires me to do better. That inspires my work and stuff that I want to touch on. Believe it or not, I've written a lot of songs about people's lives or about people, and they don't know. Like, I've just used their lives metaphorically in my music. And but I think for the most part, life itself inspires me. Like, I think it's like the biggest teacher. And they say talk about what you know most, and what better subject would I know than myself?
Yeah, I think for me is more whatever, like, I guess is around me. So if it's like, my heritage is big for me, so, I like to incorporate it as much. Because, I think it's a good way to be able to keep that going. Yeah. By, like, being able to combine the old with the new.
Yeah.
And just teaching people a little bit more about like your heritage or like this and that. Like one thing I absolutely hate about being Colombian is when rappers like rap about Medellin and Bogota and all this stuff. Like it's like a drug lord's den, and like you go there and it's like you have to like really search really hard to find like drugs and
Griselda Blanco.
Yeah. Like the whole like Migos like, oh, I was down in Bogota. I was like, boy, if you were down in Bogota, like where are you going in Bogota? You're out here like finding drug lords and stuff. Like
there's a lot of Colombians in Boston. They call them Medellin.
Yeah, there are there are a lot of paisas, or like all the shirts and stuff that have like Pablo Escobar and stuff. Like the country, it took so long for the country to get over that whole like negative stigma of us being like a cocaine capital of the world, and like no one wanted to come and visit us. Like Colombia is like an amazing country. Like not a lot of people realize like it has so many different things to offer. It's like there's a mountainous region. There's like we're with the Caribbean. We have the Pacific. Yeah, there's so many different stuff. Even like we went to Princess and I went to go watch the World Cup game. And like Colombians go all out for the World Cup game, and like what surprised her the most was she's like, "Oh, I never realized like all these people are Colombian. I would have never known." Like
that was in Rhode Island or East Boston?
Yeah, it was in Rhode Island. Like there was people that look white, and then there's people that look black, and then you got everything in between. And like you would never expect that from Colombia, because all you see is like just Pablo Escobar sitting by himself on a swing with narcos, and like it's not that that's not the case. And being able to teach people about like the positive stuff or like the cool heritages and like the pre-Columbian art that there is, it's huge. Like little things that people would never realize. Like, oh wow, you guys have that. Like, yeah,
it's representation.
Yeah, exactly, of course. And then obviously like combining that with some of the new stuff, and that's like one of the big factors for me, and or like stuff that I like soccer, and combining it with stuff like hip hop, and then all that that influences, like, because right now soccer streetwear is one of the biggest like subgenres of streetwear that it's getting big right now. There's a ton of companies coming out. Kith just did a whole thing for the World Cup with Adidas, which like the collab is absolutely fire, even though the US didn't make it to the World Cup. But you know,
I saw that was fire.
Yeah, so it's like people are taking notice to the things that before didn't really matter, and that's what I was like. All right, if people are taking, because these are things that I've always thought, and now like they're happening. So I was like, okay, if I'm gonna be in it, like I have to now step up my game, because some of these people that are more established are taking advantage. Like, yo, that's my thing. That's been my thing for a while. So like it kind of forces me to like do better or like create things that are better.
So what is your next, like, for people who don't know what you do creatively?
We talked about that.
They can catch it. Yeah, we can catch that on the last week's episode.
Okay. Well, I was moving, so.
Oh, so you didn't listen to our episode?
No, I didn't.
Interesting.
What about you, Karen?
Fascinating.
Did you guys have one mic? I was scared. I seen that.
Visually, it was appealing, though. That's what we were told.
You guys are like a back boy.
That is what we were told. They're like, oh, visually it was appealing, but you know the sound was not. It's not up to par.
Yeah, but yeah, just for me, it's hard to say what, like, I guess just life in general. Like, I remember you were talking about like creatively being like expressing yourself, and for me, I've always been the type of person, and I've been trying to get better at it too, is expressing how I feel too. Like certain things I'll keep bottled in, or I just don't feel like sharing, or whatever it may be. But when I used to dance, that was kind of my way. That absolutely. You know, whenever this was back then when I remember crumping was huge, and whenever I felt angry, I would go, just being like,
Kevin, go in the room.
So what you say? I'm a away.
I would have do it. Well,
I'm packing all my clothes.
So I would be in the dance studio and just like, you know, pour everything out. Whether I was angry, happy, sad, whatever it was. Just being able to pour all that into one specific area, I think for me helped me out a lot, because verbally I wasn't able to express how I feel. But if you ever seen me dance, if you ever been to a show, I would hope that you would see whatever emotion I was feeling, you would see that through my dance, you know? And I think that's something that's very, very important. If you have that type of avenue, that type of way to express yourself, it's so crucial, man. So crucial. And that might be in any little thing, you know, whether it's dancing, rapping, video editing, producing, Axel.
Messing up.
I'm just joking.
Miming.
What?
Miming.
Yeah. Why not? Miming. That's something.
I think any way that you are able to express yourself, if it's unique to you, or if it's something that like other people do, but you have your own twist to it, at the end of the day, that's just a form of expression.
Yeah.
That's what kind of keeps you going.
Yeah.
And also, I was going to say is, people sometimes think alike, so it's okay if you do it, and it may not look that different than what someone else is doing. Don't let that deter you, because you're doing it, you're expressing how you feel, and that's all that matters, is that you're able to get that out. And I feel like I was saying earlier that if people became more creative or found that creative side of them, I feel like the world would be a better place.
Yeah.
Like, because if rather than fighting and shooting and stuff, if you had something
Facts.
as an outlet, it would be a lot better because it's been plenty of times.
Yeah.
I'm sure, like, even you, when you probably get mad, you lay down the quick freaking 32 on the boards real quick.
Not like I was. I think I was. I don't really share it. I don't really share this much because a lot of people, I think they get a misconception why I create music, and for me, it started out with like I just saw a lot of stuff growing up that a regular 9 to 13-year-old shouldn't be around or seeing, and stuff that I don't glorify, stuff that I don't wish for any other child to ever see or go through or be around, or you know what I'm saying. And there was a lot of things that I couldn't speak about, just like I just couldn't talk about it. You know what I'm saying, to anybody. So a lot of the times I would just get into writing mode and I create a story around this, or I'd use it metaphorically, and create like similes and just scenarios that are fiction but are based on real life. And in a way, I was kind of messed up and I needed therapy, but we were broke. We couldn't afford that. And Latin Americans, at least in my family, they'll make fun of you if you tell them like you're depressed or something. Like my family will they'll cap on me. They'll be like, "Yo, you being soft right now," or like meanwhile, like mentally, I'm like struggling. You know what I'm saying? But that's just their way.
Yeah.
That's just their way of. And I'm not saying that that's the right way. I'm just saying that that's just what they were taught. And so because we couldn't afford a therapist and nothing like that, I decided to make music. And that was my form of expressing myself. That was my therapy. And that's why when I say like I create music for myself, that's what I mean. A lot of people think that I'm just like saying that because I'm trying to be cocky or something. But when I say I create music for me, it's because I'm like, yo, like this is my way of like relieving some of that stress or toxic thoughts that I may be having throughout my day.
Take that in and find out what's for them.
Facts.
I would say too, like even if you inspire one person, I feel like that's so good.
That's enough.
Yeah.
You know, because I remember too. This is just recently too at work. We talked about like, and I think you mentioned on it too, like being a leader. Stuff like that. Like if you're somebody who's doing one particular thing, and everyone around you is kind of like, the heck is he doing? Why is he doing that? But then if you get at least one person coming over to you and doing that exact same thing that you're doing.
I said this?
No. I'm
adding on.
I'm adding on to what you said. If you get at least one person to do exactly what you're doing, then all of a sudden it becomes a trend.
Yeah.
More people with more and more people
That's
are
true.
going to come and follow, and you're no longer like this outcast. So all it takes is legit just one person who
just to be
Who just
themselves.
try it.
Yeah, who's just willing to try it, or and if you inspire that person to do it, that's all it takes.
Yeah, like art is risk. Art is taking risk because you're showing people a vulnerable side of your emotions. Is an expression of yourself. So not everybody's ready to see that side of you. And not everybody should be able to see that sometimes, but because you're an artist, you're acknowledging that this is going to be on display publicly. And, you know, obviously that sometimes may attract those people that are like, wow, someone feels the same way that I feel, but they just have more courage to do it in public.
Yeah.
Maybe I could do the same.
Yeah.
You also just gotta be comfortable with yourself taking a risk into the unknown and failing.
Yeah.
It might take you 8 times before you get that, 8
Where you
want
wanna be, yeah.
Before you actually get the product that you want, or like you finally nailed the move that like you've been practicing for, or you write the rhymes the way that you wanted them, so it hits exactly like you wanted it. So you have to be. I think, I don't know if it's society or how we're brought up. We're expected to always succeed. And like if you don't, it's like the worst thing in the world. But as long as you're striving to get to your end goal, just know like it's how you bounce back. There's always a minor setback to a major come up.
Last night you took an L, but tonight you bounce back.
And
Shout out, Big Sean.
Big Sean.
just
Lyricist
so
of the year.
people don't feel so pressured. Everyone's always worried about the masses, how many people they can influence. If you do what you're supposed to do, at least one person, for sure, 100%, at least one person will fall in line, and you've inspired them. So don't worry about, dang, it's only one person, it's not 10,000. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm like that because I just started my Instagram recently for my photography, and I remember my growing my followers was really, really slow, and I used to get really down about it. Seeing people with 10,000 and then 20,000 followers. But then I realized like each person that gets to see my pictures get to understand what I'm translating and gets to see my story, which is an awesome thing. So just do you, express yourself, and the rest will just follow.
No, I agree. I think like a lot of these people that make it big, like their break came really late in life. So like, don't be discouraged if you're like
Titty boy.
2 Chainz. Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. I think Jay-Z was like what 26. Well, I'm older than Jay-Z now, but like, was he 26?
Yeah,
he was 26 when he made his first
there's a
album.
good example. 2 Chainz had to rebrand himself.
Yeah, completely.
2 Chainz was Titty Boy before, and then he just switched his name. Like
Play a Circle was that one song with Lil Wayne was the greatest thing ever.
Duffel Bag Boy. Yeah,
hit.
that's a fire beat though.
I feel bad for the other guy in Play a Circle.
Yeah, I don't even know his
just
name.
like fizzled out. Like 2 Chainz, like
2
He was
Chainz.
just like, he was like, I got one song with 2 Chainz and Lil Wayne was good.
You know 2 Chainz? Oh yeah, 2 Chainz. I knew him back in Titty Boy. You know what I'm saying? I go back like that, like Cadillacs on, like Foles on the Cadillac.
Yeah, I call him and say, "What up, Titty?" Like that's it.
I text him. He ain't text back.
Yo, you know what I want to do next podcast? Actually, I want to do
Telethon.
Nah, I want to do a thing where we get a bunch of new artists that have come out within like the last maybe 3 years, and do a thing where we vote if they'll be around in 5 years or not.
Oh, like not physically invite them.
No, yeah, not physically invite them.
Say, Lil Yachty told me he's gonna come through. I was gonna say.
Like Little Yachty's an example.
Yeah,
where he's
hold
been
on,
out with like 2 years.
Let me get Bad Bunny on the phone.
2 years? Has
he been out 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah,
It's a quick 2 years.
and
remember.
he's kind of gone now. Like
he just dropped an album.
Yeah, but like
he's not as
who's heard it? Like like he was everywhere. Broccoli.
But so was like
Little Boat, Cold in Minnesota.
What's his name? I'm about to say The Dream. The other guy, The Weeknd. Weeknd before
Nah,
he was
Weeknd
on
still popping.
Yeah, but before he was on every single thing.
Nah,
Every
but he's
single
still like making numbers. Little Yachty has never gone there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Wait.
Who's on that Sprite commercial?
Facts.
I mean, that's cool, but like, where's his career? You know what I'm saying? Like, he has money. But the thing is,
transitioning.
we're talking about like,
He's doing the opposite of what Drake did. So he was rapping, now he's transitioning into acting.
oh, by the way, like you guys didn't even, the guys on the podcast didn't even hear Axel. He said that he's on the Sprite commercial, which is cool, but where's his music career? Like,
Yeah.
He never had one.
he said he never had one.
Dang. Shots fired.
I disagree.
Block it.
The guy had 2 hits.
Yeah.
It's hard to get one.
Yeah.
Just ask Drake. Took him.
Just ask Magno.
Damn. Yo, someone's defending their boy, man.
Wow.
Yo, you better keep that same energy Friday.
He didn't
Better
even
keep that same
blink,
energy.
bro.
Yeah.
He
Yo,
said-
he's hurt. He's hurt.
Yeah, pues.
Anyways, I'm not looking for hits. I'm looking for impact. So that's different.
You had that ready for anyone that said anything. He had that ready. He had that in his back pocket. Here we go.
But at the end of the
Activated my
day,
trap card.
You fell into my trap.
but thanks for tuning in, and we're out for this week. Check us out this Friday, 52 Russell Street. We got our boy Manny Arango coming through. So you want to be there in Davis Square this Friday at 8 o'clock. The city. Come chat with us. It'll be dope.
Dre,
Peace.
you want to close us out in prayer?
Father, and we out.